So this is my theory, and it's not so much a theory, and it's more of a fact. If you just take a look around you, take a look at all these different areas of society, of everyday life, and you'll see that it's not really a theory. So the theory is that anything with virtue, anything with value, anything that really holds true value in this world and in our society, right? Whether it be values or ways of life, ideologies, all these things are being attacked deliberately, and they are constantly criticized in mainstream media. They are attacked in general, and they are labeled, right? Usually they're labeled old school or old to try to make it seem like that's stuff from the past, or these things that hold virtue and truth, they don't really have any value, right? So they are labeled with these negative connotations. So on paper, right, on the surface level, they'll be taken in as a negative thing, right? To your average person who hears about these things, and they don't really dive deeper, they'll just consume it as, oh, these things are bad, so I should stay away from them. So that's my theory, and this can be seen in a lot of areas of life, right? Not just movies and television. Movies and television is what I'm going to talk about in this video, but again, you can take a look at any other area of life and you'll see what I mean. I'll give you a quick example. The family unit, right? Family values, constantly attacked, constantly criticized. They have been just completely criticized and attacked over the past few years, right? I mean, everything is being done to break the family unit, right? To break that tradition. And just take a look at some of the statistics in the Western world. Divorce rates are out of control. Some of the divorce laws here are absolutely insane. People don't value relationships, the way they should be valued. They're viewed in large part, I would say, as transactional. What you can give me, and, not in a healthy way. They're not viewed in a healthy way. So that's just one quick example. So I'm going to give you 3 examples of this theory of mine. 3 movies where you can clearly see the before and after, right? The quality of the before and the absolute trash of the new, right? So the first example is Lord of the Rings. Anybody who's seen the original, right? The 3 films made by Peter Jackson, the Lord of the Rings films, they're unquestionably some of the greatest films ever made. Yes, they have cool visuals. Yes, they have cool fight scenes. But that's not the bulk of why these films are so important and why they're so quality, right? They go beyond just being films. They make you think about life. They propose important themes. They display important messages through these amazing characters that are so well written. And again, it comes together to create a fantastic trilogy, right, of films. They go beyond just the surface level, I would say, and they dive deep, right, into the important things that matter, right? Themes, characters, storyline. So that's just one example, Lord of the Rings. This new show that came out, The Rings of Power, I don't even need to say anything about it, right? It's a complete before and after, and not in a good way. So that's one example. Another one is a famous one, right? Star Wars. The first 6 films of the Star Wars franchise are quality, right? Again, you can go back to what I said earlier. Yes, they have cool visuals. Yes, they have cool fight scenes. But again, that's all surface level stuff. The importance of having great themes, great characters, and diving into the stuff that really matters, right? The messages in the movie itself. I'll give you one quick example. The hero's journey in Star Wars, right? In the original 3 Star Wars films, Luke Skywalker, you can clearly see the hero's journey and how beautifully it's portrayed in these 3 films, right? It's inspiring. It's something that you can relate to, right? You can relate to it in life, right? Having to come from nothing, developing yourself, and getting to a new level. That's why these movies were so relatable, and these movies were so popular, in my opinion, because, they touched the human heart. And just compare that to the new films that Disney has made, right? They've made a couple of good films. I won't say that they're all bad, but again, it's a before and after. And nowadays, it just seems like they're just trying to pump out as many shows as possible, right? Just because it has the Star Wars name in it, they'll know they'll get some views and they'll get some popularity behind it, right? But again, it's not being done with the greatest intentions, in my opinion. And the last example I'll give you are the Matrix films, right? The Matrix trilogy. Again, some of the best films ever made, talked about till this day. And compare that to the new Matrix film that came out recently. Matrix 4, completely different, right? Just night and day difference. This is a reason why I think a lot of people are going back to, stuff that was made in the 90s, early 2000s, and earlier than that, right? Because the stuff back then seemed to actually have a soul, right? Stuff back then was actually made with artistic intention, with real artistic intention, right? With real passion. And nowadays, like I said earlier in the video, it seems to me like people are focusing on superficial level stuff that doesn't really matter, and not focusing on the things that actually do, the true core of it all, right? This is being done deliberately, in my opinion, and it's not really an opinion and more of an objective fact. I mean, just take a look around you. Another quick example that I can think of is just the architecture, right? Take a look at some of the architecture that was made in the 1900s and compare that to some of these modern buildings that you see popping up everywhere. And you'll just be left with your jaw wide open, right? Just a complete difference. The reasons as to why this is being done, I can think of a few, and this is a whole nother video. But some of the things that I can think of are to just make everybody the same, to have this cookie cutter society where nobody really stands out, where everything is just kind of the same and there's no true beauty and, I guess, art all around us, right? To basically crush the human spirit and have it be in this kind of weird, I guess, low-level state of being, right? Where you're just kind of droning on with your life and you're not really inspired by what you see around you or by what comes out, and just kind of in this weird state of living, right? To just be the best consumer that you can be, and to not really focus on, true art or true things of quality, to just kind of be in this weird state. That's one reason that I can think of. But it's just a really sad thing to see, honestly. Anyways, if you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for listening. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I just talk about things that fascinate me, topics that interest me, whether that be the giants of the past, a topic like this one, or, talking about an important video game or piece of film that came out in the early 90s or early 2000s. If you consider yourself open-minded and you don't get triggered when people when people say something that's out of the ordinary, if you can process information, do your own research, and draw your own conclusions, then this channel is perfect for you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to all the new subscribers, and I'll see you in the next one.